Welcome back. My name is Sadie, and if this is your first time here, you have come across my Flosstube, where I talk about all things cross-stitching and a little bit of sewing, but today is going to be mainly cross-stitching. And if you hear noise in the background, it's because I've got my TV on for like instrumental Disney music, and it's on YouTube, so you may hear commercials in between. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's not too loud. But today we are coming back from Thanksgiving week. I was out in Florida. I'm getting distracted. Give me a second. Alright, we're back. I tried my intro like this is my third time, and I was like, no, we're not gonna restart it. The bloopers be darned. So I just came back from Florida, got to spend time with my parents, with my brother and his girlfriend, who they're having a kid in January. And so it was a good time for my boyfriend and I to go visit them. My boyfriend and I went to Epcot the Sunday before Thanksgiving week. So it was just a good time for us to kind of disconnect from work and just be with ourselves and enjoy like a new experience. We've never done an amusement park or event like that by ourselves, and it was awesome. So getting back to cross stitching, I've got a few things because anytime I travel is when I get a lot of stitching done on certain projects. And so I'll do my best, because if some of you have been following, you've seen that I've been doing a kind of like game show with myself that's inspired by Jessie Does Stuff, where she does the Great British Bake Off show, and I did my own spin-off but for Project Runway. So I've been watching season 21, and I am currently now on episode 3. So I'm just kind of looking through my prior notes because I forget everything. And so with that one, I completed all the tasks that I needed for episode 2, and now I'm on to number 3. We will see how it goes, because obviously I didn't write that in my notes. Didn't think I was going to be that prepared, but here we are. So I'll try to remember. We have a start and finish. It's for like a cute smalls exchange, so I'm excited to get to show you something finished. We also have an FFO that I already gave to the person, and you guys have been hearing it for like months. But that's Mothman. Gave it away. I'll try to show a clip, like a photo of what it looked when I put it in the circle. It's a very crooked circle that I try to put on a map board. But then I put it in another circle that has the wording "Protect Local Wildlife" around it. And it was given to the person, to my friend's girlfriend, and she loved it. She already hung it up. So really excited for that. I was like, since we're talking about it, I'll just put the pictures here, because that is the FFO that I got done soon after my last video. So I am so excited that I finally got that one done. It wasn't that hard. It's just, sometimes when certain projects are gifts, I kind of just want the project, so that way I can give it as the gift. The process gets a little bit sluggish, so I'm really glad that I got that one done. They love it, and we can move forward. Might as well start showing stuff, and I'll show whips, and I'll try to talk and try to put things as organized as possible. So the start and finish is this really cute cow bookmark that I found. I think I found it with pixel art like a while ago, probably over a year ago, and there are multiple different cows, and this one was so cute. Let's see. Sorry guys, I guess I'm a little off today. But so on one side, it's like a cookie-based cow. Cookie and milk. And then on the other is a donut cow. It was so cute. My goal is to fully finish it as a bookmark. With the Spellbound Stitches company, they have a few different versions of how people have finished their bookmarks. So I'll likely go onto their into that catalog, because I bought it some weeks ago, and I'll see different versions to finish it, so that way the person can use it immediately. So got that. I was really happy. It was really, it was pixel art, so it wasn't hard to pick the threads for it, and it was pretty simple stitching. It was the first time for me that I did the outlining first in 310 and then just fill it in. It really felt like a coloring book. I was very surprised that I thought it was very like meditative. That one I just enjoyed. I could kind of turn my brain off and just go with the colors. Alright, so that was my start and finish. I'm going to try my best and remember with episode 3 of Project Runway. The winner of that one was actually Sugar Glider, which was a complete surprise. Probably for whoever's watched it, and also for me. So I will show a picture, I'll show you what Sugar Glider looks like and what I plan to start it on, but I hadn't even started it because I was working on the other ones. I wanted to work on others much more. And again, Sugar Glider is a pattern, I believe it's by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it is a gift for my boyfriend's mom because she owns Sugar Gliders. She loves them, and when I saw that this was one of the A Year in the Woods series that was coming out, I thought this was totally for her. So this is a Sugar Glider, and I am likely using, I think I'm going to use the majority of DMC. I've got a couple of colors that are the called for. So like Classic Colorworks, this was Chocolate Cream Pie. This is either going to be part of the coat or in the branches. And then I'm using Vintage Country Mocha Zweigart. I think it's my first time using Vintage Country Mocha, though a lot of people talk about using it for many different projects. Let's see. So, alright, so it's going to be on this. And it is a 25 count Lugana. I think I got it because it was in one of the scraps. So Reese at the Crafty Grimalkin will have scrap fabrics that are actually big enough for certain projects, and I'm not picky when it comes to the scraps of the type of fabric it is or the colors. If it looks interesting, I'll grab it. And then it also allows me to kind of challenge myself and stitch on different counts and different colors. But that one's the winner. And for the winner, they're typically the daily 100. But I'm really bad at trying to stitch something every single day for 100 stitches. Once I get in on a project, I really want to put work in it for a few days at a time. Sometimes you guys have seen me get hyper fixated and I'll stitch on the same project for a couple weeks. So that one, I just hadn't started because there have been other ones that have been calling my attention. But that was a winner. Ultimately, I just need to put 700 stitches to start it. Granted, if I want to make it a Christmas gift, that thing needs to be started now and worked on. We'll see where it goes. It's only like November 30th. I only have like 3 weeks, and there's plenty of other stuff. You're just gonna roll your eyes and just be like, all right. Either you're gonna roll your eyes or you're just gonna be cheering me on and just see how far I go with my plans. So that was the winner. And then give me a second. I will correct here if I'm wrong, but I believe the loser of that episode was You Belong to Me, the Egyptian sampler, which I have here. And for the person that lost, I put for 500 stitches. Granted, I put in way more than 500 stitches because the other goal that I had for this project was to just get the palm tree strip done. And I was doing well with that. So let's see here. Sorry, this is the whole fabric. This is a 28 count Fall in Love by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And I had finished that top strip sometime last year, early this year. And I've been working on the palm trees this year. So, since the last time you guys saw it, let's see if I can get it a smidge closer. I already had the treetops done of the palm trees. So, what I was getting done are the little flies, the palm tree stalks, the flamingo there, I just put that one in last night. I've been bringing the border down. And then I started putting in the fish that's below the other bird. Let me see. I always have to look. There you go. And then that other palm tree stalk with the little Grim Reaper. I gotta call him a Grim Reaper on a boat. And the camels. So the ultimate goal for the end of the year that I would like is getting all that palm tree section done, minus the pyramids. So where the big bird is originally with the snake crown, he's on top of one of the pyramids. So from there down is where the 3 pyramids start. I'm trying to get the palm tree sections done without it first. We'll see how it goes because, right, it got eliminated. And so now I'm just going to have to find a way to get some stitches in it without kind of compromising the show and with getting my Christmas, kind of some of my Christmas gift stitches done. But even the fact that I got as far as I did with it so far, like, I'm really happy. I was really nervous about getting the palm tree stalks in because I've been notorious at miscounting here or there, and I think I've been doing so far I haven't seen an error yet. Crossing fingers that I don't see one, but so far they're all where they're supposed to be, and I'm really happy with that. At this point, I've essentially completed this whole page, completed these 2. They're like 4 pages per row, and the only one in this top row that I have left is the bird here. There's another big bird that goes down, which I am really excited to say that I have finished 3 full pages on it, and I'm just gonna continue working. But yeah, that is You Belong to Me by Long Dog Sampler. Alrighty. Okay, and so then from there, we had the winning team and the losing team. So because season 21 of Project Runway has been divided into groups, there is ultimately a winning team, losing team, and then the ultimate winner comes out of the winning team, the ultimate from the loser from the losing team, and it's 3. So, and then from each of the teams, they pick a top 3 and they pick a bottom 3. From the top 3, the other 2 winners were Vampirium Sal and the Toadghoul Terrorarium Sal. So my plan with that is that I usually choose either or of which one I work on. And I have to put in 550. I have to put 550 stitches in. And I definitely did that with Toadghoul Terrorarium. I have been absolutely obsessed with the different colors and the mushrooms that have come out of that. I've just been loving it, and that's the one that I worked on the most. I have definitely put in more than 550 with it. I am looking around. I'm gonna have to pause for another few seconds to go grab it because I really want to show you guys. Alright, we are back, and I saw that I did an error because I do. And the error that I did is I made the top T of Toadghoul a couple stitches higher than it should have been. How I did that, I have no idea. And I kind of freaked out because I already did the mushrooms on the side and I based it off of that T. But then the rest of it, I based it off of the other letters. So when I looked at the picture, though, I just said, okay, I need to work on other parts. I can't continue in the typical order because I need to make sure that everything else is going to align and that I didn't just mess up big time and needed to pull out a lot of stitches from the mushrooms. So, thankfully, it was just that one T that I based off of a few mushrooms. Everything else should still be okay. This has a lot of threads, so apologies in advance. But overall, this is what it looks like. And so if I go closer up, so my main situation is that I was working on the tree on top of Toadghoul. And give me a second. Yep, there we go. And so I originally worked on the side because the way that the parts came, sorry guys, was working on this section of the tree with these mushrooms. And then the latest part that came out brought out the rest of the tree trunk with these mushrooms with cute eyeballs. So that is what I worked on, mainly on the flights. So I worked with leaving to Florida and coming back. And I'm so excited to have used that electric blue. The other Flosstuber that is doing this project, Catherine from Catherine Stitching Chronicles, she is definitely on top of it. She's kept up and hers looks super great. I love the colors. I can't wait to get to the bottom trunk with all those mushrooms. But I'm just happy with what I got. So the mushrooms that I have off are these. They look super cute. I love them. I think they're going to be okay. Because I'll put the picture up here while I'm chatting and showing it here. I think that there's enough space that it's not hitting with the rest of the project. I think there's a spider web that comes up here. That's the only part that I think I need to make sure that I'm connecting appropriately. Otherwise, likely the plan will be that I'm going to finish this top tree part since I've already got it worked out. And then I am going to start working on the bottom tree trunk. Make sure that it connects on both sides. These Venus flytraps are doing absolutely fine. They are in the right place. It's these that I need to make sure are going to be in the right place. So that was Toadghoul Terrorarium. I'm enjoying it. It is so like neon, creepy, cute, and I love mushrooms. I love carnivorous plants. It is totally up my alley. I was so happy that she did that. I didn't know if I was gonna do like her next Sal, which was this one, but when I saw that it was gonna be focused on mushrooms, I died. I said, yes, I need to. I still need to finish the Vampirum Sal one, but my mind is totally in on Toadghoul Terrorarium. It's been great. So that was the winning team. And then if I am remembering with the losing team, my options there, I think, and again, I will put corrections here because I can be completely off. I believe one was Winter Mermaid. And then the other one was Beauty and the Beast. Yes. Beauty and the Beast, and I think Winter Mermaid. If it's not Winter Mermaid, it's one of the other ones, and I'll put the correction. But because one of the contestants was Mothman, but I FFO'd that, right? It's now out. I replaced Mothman. Again. I replaced Mothman with something else, and I will write it up here. So that way, it's just another project that I get to work on and hopefully finish at some point. So, that is Project Runway. Okay, from there, I got to work on some other items that you guys saw from last video. Probably the more surprise one that I got to work on that I pulled out was Baroque Gardens, because I just wanted to get some work on it. It is a big one, and I wanted to see some progress. So, excuse me. Oh, that's what it was. I think last time, because we were also finishing up with episode 2, there the contestant that lost was Nostalgia Tarot. And I did get the required 500 on it. I think I got more than 500. I was like, why do I have it here? Because that's something I had to show. So, just because I'm going back to episode 2. So, I finally got the whole tea done on Nostalgia Tarot. And I started in on the rainbow. So, the white that I'm using is actually the glow-in-the-dark thread by DMC. And then otherwise, the other colors are going to be the called for. So, got that in. This one I was really sad to see go. And I was just like, really? This is like the first time I got to work on it, and now you're going to tell me it's going. It was so sad. Going back to Baroque Gardens, I got to do a little bit of work on it. And let's see here. I'm working at the top on the arc. And this beautiful fabric, I believe was from, oh, this one's in Atomic Ranch. I think I was pretty impatient because I really wanted to start it. And I wanted a good fabric. And I knew I wanted it to be like light green, light blue. So this is Atomic Ranch fabric Fleece. It is 28 count linen. So it's going to be huge. Starting at the top. So this is, right, this is the whole piece because it's going to be a huge one. I think it's a really pretty modeled light green, blue, pink. And then this is the art that I've been working on. I'm trying to see as well because I can't do a good job. So I mainly worked on, which side? Mainly worked on this side, extending the arc out. Essentially, I was trying to get the connection happen between the dark blue line and this lighter blue. A lot of the gaps that are there in the middle, those are for the specialty stitches. So I put in a lot of I put in the majority of the stitches in the middle. All that is the specialty stitches and beading, and now I'm working outside to get through the arch. But it was nice because, whoa, excuse me. Because I already had put in the Krynic and the other pink thread that are just kind of the curlicues around the arch, and it's been a lot of fill-in with the light blue. So the session that I worked on for this one wasn't difficult at all. I think I mentioned it before because I will show you guys in this video that I work on Ashley May, aka Pinky the Pink and Make It Pink, who does a lot of like kind of full coverage but fancy ladies with a lot of back stitching and fractional stitches. And she, if anything, was the one that prepared me, I'd say, for Chatelaine, because of how many fractional stitches and back stitching she had, I was very comfortable with that with Chatelaine. The new thing with Chatelaines is going to be the specialty stitches. So that is, but I'm not super intimidated about that now, knowing that I've got experience with other designers of how to do a little bit more complicating stitching than just plain X's. So that was Baroque Gardens. I talked about You Belong to Me. We'll go with Stone Roses. This one, this pack, so this one right here is the one that I worked in the most. Like, I brought 3. I brought this one, I brought this one, and the mermaid bag as potential things to work on, and I really only pulled out the mermaid bag to work on at home. So, we've got Stone Roses, which is by Mirabilia, circa 1995. She is a pretty angel statue with the ribbons. And I will show you in a second, but I essentially, I think I talked about it before, but this ribbon here in mine, up here was off by like 2 stitches and 1 stitch over. I messed up big time, and I couldn't find it up here where I messed up. But then when I started working down in this section, I saw how far off I was with the ribbon. And I went, ugh, I know what I did. So, if anything, during vacation, I spent the majority of the time stitching her by removing that ribbon. So I was frogged, and I was listening to a book, so I made it meditative. I just said, okay, we have to do it to keep going. So I ripped it out, finished that little section of her fabric. I feel better. I always feel better when I know that I got an error out and there shouldn't be any issues after. So this is her. This beautiful fabric is called Chloris by Under the Sea Fabrics. It is a opal linen 28 count. I've got a lot of hanging threads, so again, please do not mind. But this is it. And then, so I worked the majority on this bottom part. On the bottom part where the pink ribbon is. So if you can kind of see, there's in the middle her white leg, foot, and calf. And then all the fabric around her. So, got that. My goal is to get all the fabric down under her. And then, if anything, start working up. And once I feel like I got a good amount of the statue up to where that top pink ribbon is, then I think I'll put that rainbow ribbon again. Because I want to make sure that I actually am going to be confident of where it's going to be placed. But yeah, this is her. I've been feeling better stitching her ever since I made that change on the leg. I originally was doing it 1/1, but it being a statue, that little foot was not looking good. So I took out those stitches and made it just all 2/2. It looks better to me. And that is her. Then the next one that I worked on was the Moon and Stars Baby Sampler by Counting Puddles. This pretty one. I got to work on the moon a bit, so I got to work on this piece, finishing up that cloud and moon before the banner started, and then I got to work up on this second strip, and I'm now starting on this third strip above. So, why was I doing that? Because I did not have the colors to start the banner below. So, those I just left those colors because I didn't think I was even going to get to that point. And since I got to that point, but I couldn't go any further, then I just kept working on the moon. There's one color that I keep forgetting to grab, so I'm going to go to Michael's today and see if I can get it. But this is it. This is a super beautiful fabric that has gold paint splattered. This one is called Stardust. It's a 30 count linen. And it's the primitive hair. Yes, it's the primitive hair. And so far, oh, it looks so good. Like, I love it. It is going to look so nice. It's like a splattered starry sky already. This is my first Counting Puddles pattern. Mind you, I have like 5 of hers. But this is the first one, and I can't wait to do more of hers because they just look so good. And so, I am excited. This one I have a little bit of time because baby will not be coming in until end of January. So, I will be doing that. And then the last one I just got to put a few stitches in was my Happy Fan Sampler. And this is the one that I designed with Maggie from aka Kitschy Whips, who's one of the co-hosts for the Queen City Stitch Retreat. Let's see. There are 2 versions of it. There's the original color version and then a monochromatic version. I am doing the monochromatic version. It's like purple on purple. Purple is my favorite color, but this just so happened to work. So, this is it. Oh yeah. This is the work I've got on it so far. You guys all know that purple in the middle completely ghosts on you. But it says Happy Fans with the Huntrix logo on there. And I started working on Zoe's Norige there on the side under the S. So that was really what I worked on. Yep. The fabric is one of the ones by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers that they did for the Needlework Marketplace in the fall. This is the Twilight Prophecy Gold Splattered or they call it the Gold Dust collection. So I personally love how it's turning out on that. Those were all the ones that were inside this bag. I'm just putting everything in there so I don't forget. And then last but not least of my whips was Sailor Mars. And with her, it's been working on the back stitching, which I'm just glad that I get to continue showing you all progress on her. Let's see. Okay. Making sure that so we got for this round, so right, this is both of them. Let me move that book. So with so far where this thread is, it is back stitching her hair. So this side right here is all that side of the hair, the strands are back stitched. The other side is not. You can kind of see. Top of her head's done. So the top of her head's all completed. Her face is done. I've worked on those center panels. They're not, the outer parts are done, but then I have to put the inner colors, and I've just been working on the strands of the sleeves here. So where her outfit is over here, it's just gonna be panels that I need to work on. And then I finally got in the Krynic for her bow, so I'll get to put that in. It's gonna be the same Krynic that has a lot of designs in her belt. But we get to continue working on her. Ah, I am so happy. She is one that, as well, I'm like, I have to get done. I have stalled on her enough. I want to get them all done. Whew. All right. So those were all the whips. For plans, I've got some items to show you that I plan to start and, crossing fingers, finish. Sorry, I have to stretch my legs out. And finish as well, because they're gifts, and of course I put myself in a situation where I want to make all the things, and I like to put a time crunch on me. So we'll see how much I get. This week is my busy week. I work Monday through Sunday, so we will see how much stitching I get at nighttime, because I am usually pretty tuckered out by the time the nighttime comes. But my goal is to get a few pieces done. One that you guys have been seeing, the same as Mothman, and I just haven't started it. We'll see when it gets done. But it is You Got This by the Artsy Housewife. And I plan on doing it on this scrap of fabric. It's like a cute modeled. Let me see. I don't know if I'll remember. I don't remember what it's called. But it was funny because I've seen it at the Crafty Grimalkin a few times. It's more like I gravitate towards it, and then I see the name and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I am attracted to this color. I do like it. The next one, it's actually, I don't know why I didn't show it. It is a whip, but it's a really weird whip. This is a gift for a friend who loves like plushies, and I wanted to cross stitch something that was a little similar, but I was like, oh, okay, we'll see. And I really like Flossy Fox Shop. I have a few of her items. Again, I hadn't started any, but this is my first one, and this one's the cute Kitsune. So I'll put the picture of it. It's essentially a really cute nine-tailed fox. And I am doing it on a whopping 6 count, like Ida, with DMC, what are you? DMC tapestry wool, because they have wool. And they're all these crazy colors that actually go with the pattern that I found. And so this is it. Like, look at that. So it's going to be kind of big, but the goal is that it'll be essentially full coverage. And it actually fills up the squares pretty good. In the back, I'm doing it, so let's see. Okay, so I got a needle. It's like a huge tapestry needle, like the thing has like a really big hole. I've also been using a needle threader. So, because like that wool is just way too big for the hole here. But this is big enough to get through the holes comfortably. And then, right, I wanted something that was going to be good coverage for when I fluff it up, like when I fill it with stuff. So I think it's been doing good. It hasn't been super crazy yet. We'll see what happens when I have to fill it in. It feels nice and chunky, which I like. This is the back. So we'll see, because then I have plenty of fabric that I can put behind it. And I'm just going to turn it into a stuffed cross-stitch plushie. But that is it. And then, again, I probably have to go to Michael's, because the next one that I want to do, and I want to do this as a gift for my sister, is one of the Funky Chickens, which I've always had an eye. And when I saw one done at the Queen City Stitch Retreat, it just looks so cute. So I said, okay, I want to finish a Funky Chicken. I think, because they all have funny sayings in the back. Which one do I want to do? There's one that says, what the cluck? And they've got different versions. So, the reason I may go to Michael's is because I don't have any more 14 count. I've got 16 count. But I also want it to be big enough. Like, I don't want it to be a tiny chicken. I want it to be a pretty decent sized chicken. So I'm probably going to go to just get some 14 count Ada to start that one there. And inside it has the instructions of how you essentially origami shape it into the chicken. So we'll see if that works. The next one, which is going to be for her wife, is Endorphine. This one's by Twin Peak Primitives. And this one I've already done and I framed for a friend. So if you've seen months back, you've seen the finished before. I'm going to do it again. But this time I'm going to finish it into an ornament. And I know I was lovingly told before, but I do know that here Endorphin is spelled wrong. But in the pattern book, they do spell it right. So, and I made sure that I spell Endorphin correct. I plan on having it on here. This scrap of fabric, which I actually used for I Am Chaos, which I did some months ago as well. But I made sure I looked at what the dimensions are, and it should fit on this. So that way, right, when I fold it over to make it into an ornament, it should be absolutely fine. That is this one. And then the last but not least one is a design that I saw. I found out that a close friend of mine, he has a wife, 2 kids that live in Ohio, and I got to see them there like a month ago. And his daughter absolutely loves raccoons. Like, dressed up as a raccoon for Halloween. Loves them right now. Absolutely hates when people associate them with trash. Which is hard, because that is how I grew up, and that's how a lot of people lovingly portray raccoons, with trash and garbage cans and trash bags. So when I saw this design, because last year I did a raccoon possum design by Need a Lot Designs that says let's get trashed. Super cute. I did it for a friend. She loves raccoons as well. But then I saw the one that they did as well, Need a Lot Designs, that says trashing through the snow. And it's, again, possum and a raccoon on a sleigh, dragging a trash bag. I thought it was absolutely cute. I thought about her and I went, oh, but 1, there's a trash bag, and 2, it says trashing through the snow. Because, right, it's a spoof on the lyric. So I totally sent this to him because their family absolutely loves Christmas. And I went, she would absolutely die over a raccoon on a sleigh. Like, that looks so cute. So I told him, I was like, I would love to make this for her, but I'm probably either going to have to omit the trash bag, and I'm probably thinking of changing trashing to dashing. Because, again, she'd be very upset if I associated anything of trash with this raccoon. So he was like, yeah, he was like, I'd probably change the words. And he's like, but you could actually change the color of the trash bag to red and it looks like Santa's bag. And I said, yes, that would be awesome. So I'm changing the trash bag to Santa's bag. And I'm gonna have to finagle, which, hopefully it's not too hard, where the wording is gonna say dashing through the snow. But I'm gonna ultimately do it on either this fabric or, again, I don't know if it'd be cool to do it, since I've been dabbling and doing things on shirts and stuff, if I should do it on a shirt or like on a bag. But I'd be afraid because she's 8 years old, 7 or 8, and she's gonna outgrow that shirt and I don't want her to outgrow it. So I'm probably gonna keep it on this and then fully finish it on a frame, a board, like do something where they can keep it for a while. That's probably what I'm gonna go for. So it's going to be on this beautiful fabric. This is the same one that I did Mothman on. And I am excited for it. So that's what? That's 1, 2, 3. That's 4 for sure gift projects. Oh, and then I have to do an ornament. And I already know the ornament is going to be with Satsuma Street for an ornament exchange. Again, haven't started it, and I need to because it has to go in the mail really soon. So 5 projects. We'll see where it goes. Probably in a couple weeks, which would be the second week of December, you guys will see how far I've got, how long I got. But those are pretty much my plans until December. And then I'm still working on what I plan to do for 2026. I've got some parts kind of fleshed out, but we will see. All right, guys. I hope you had a great afternoon. I had fun chatting with you guys, and I will see you a couple weeks from now.